Welcome to On The Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Tony from Dream Thoroughbreds. How are you, Tony?
I'm very well, David.
That's good. Lenny couldn't be with us tonight. His wife Nicole and Lenny had a baby girl today, Maya Russo. So all is well, everything is healthy. Mother is doing well as well. So we'll see Lenny back next week. So Tony's going to jump in. And you did Derby Day last year, mate, at Flemington. So you're back for Derby Day at Randwick, mate.
Well, David, I'm brought in for the big guns, clearly.
That's it. You like the Derby Days, don't you?
I did the clean sweep in Melbourne, so let's hope we can do the same in Sydney.
So you're under pressure this week.
I'm under big pressure.
So we got Doncaster Derby Day at Randwick, the first day of the championships. A fantastic day. Likely to be a rain-affected track on Saturday, maybe a slow 6 or 7. First time they've run on a slow track or softish track all autumn, so they might be throw up a few surprises, so we'll see what we've got in store. First up, we've got the $3 million Group 1 Doncaster handicap over 1,600 metres, and I just love this race on the calendar, mate. An exciting race every year. So who do you like in the Doncaster, mate?
Tough race, David. It tends to be a tough race. There's big fields, a lot of good gallopers, and obviously the state of the track's going to play a fair bit. We're not quite sure exactly how wet it's going to be, but I think there's a good chance at good just on double figure odds here. Royal Descent loves the soft going, loves it. Randwick has been quite unlucky, particularly in Group 1s. A lot of seconds, a lot of near seconds. Second in the Epsom to Here's Your Man. But I think with your good mate, the Magic Man on board, David, Joey Moreira, I think he's down here to take the chocolates again, as he seems to be doing each time he comes down to Australia. So Royal Descent is my pick. Although I might just have a little each way on Suavito. Drops a lot in weight, drawn perfectly. Damien Oliver was keen to take the ride, but obviously couldn't carry that weight, so
couldn't make the weight.
I'll throw him in for some multiples.
Royal Descent did run second in this Doncaster last year to Sacred Falls too, so she's around the mark in these big Group 1s. Lots of chances, as you said, lots of value. I really thought Suavito was very well in this race, dropped 7 kilos on her last 2 wins. She's drawn the barrier 1, she'll get a handy run behind the pace. She'll do nothing in the run until she gets into the straight, and she can let down with a strong sprint, this filly. So I just think you might get away with it along the rails. $17 each way. I think she's a huge chance each way. The other horse I thought was a big chance was 9th Legion. Another horse that will be on the pace. Gets a nice run behind the speed, drops 6.5 kilos. He's got Form Through Contributor, who I think is the best horse in Australia at the moment. He'll give a cheeky run in this. He's $51. I think that's crazy. The only thing is he hasn't got slow track form. And my old mate Sacred Falls, I don't think he's out of it either. Goes enormous over the 1,600 at Randwick. Loves slow tracks. Zach Burton goes really well with this horse. Rides him really well. Only doubt is he's got to give him a lot of weight, and whether he'll get a cheap enough run to be able to cop the weight. But if he gets a peach of a ride, he's still a chance at $17. Go wide in the quaddies. I wouldn't leave any of those chances out.
No, absolutely.
Second Group 1 of the day is the $2 million BMW at Weight for Age over, sorry, not the BMW, the Derby, sorry, for 3-year-olds over 2,400s. And who do you like in the Derby, mate?
Well, David, when I was last with you in front of the camera here, I picked Preferment in the VRC Derby.
Yep.
And just looking at the field and looking at the way this horse is progressing, I'm going to have to pick him again. I think he's probably the best animal over that distance, and I'd have to say he's the one again, David.
I thought the horse with the most improvement coming out of their last run was also Preferment. I thought Son of Zabil, he's got a lot of raw ability, this horse. He's really only shown form over 2,000 metres and beyond. He won last year's VRC Derby, as you said, on raw ability. I just think he's got the scope to be strong over the 2,400. He's drawn out wide, which I actually think might be a bit of a help for him on Saturday. I think he'll be able to have the last run at him and come down the middle of the track, which is probably where you want to be. Yeah, I just thought that run 2 weeks ago in the Guineas would have brought him up for this Derby. The true stayer of the group, and his last 200 would be too strong. He's $3.50 on the bit. And I should add that Lenny likes Bloodstock and Barrel in the Derby, and in the Doncaster, Lenny did like Royal Descent as well, although he thought Hollowed Crown would be hard to beat. The third Group 1 is the $2.5 million TJ Smith at weight for age over 1200 metres, and another great sprint race for the autumn, mate.
Cracking sprint race, and the three at the top of the markets, I believe, have probably got it between them, David, and that's probably no surprise to anybody. Lankan Rupee, Terra Vista, Chautauqua. I can't get out of my mind what Lankan Rupee did in this race last year in similar conditions. It was actually heavy this time last year, and I just think of the value of the three of them. He's shopping 550. Whereas the others are quite shorter, and I think he's the one. I think a weight for age, he's done it over there, that way of going. Don't see why he can't do it again, and I'd probably corral him with Terra Vista. I'm leaving at Chautauqua.
Very important jockey change here. Dwayne Dunn off, Tommy Berry on, Chautauqua. Big fan of this horse. I think the only thing that stopped him winning 2 Group 1s previously is Dwayne Dunn. He's missed the boat on him twice. I think putting Tommy Berry on is a great move. I'm very confident he can beat Terra Vista, Lankan Rupee. I just doubt whether he may bounce back on his last run. I'm very confident in this race. I think he's on the bid special at $2.60, and Lenny loves Terra Vista, so we've all got the three between us.
Okay.
The final Group 1 is the $1 million size produce for 2-year-olds over 1400 metres. Who do you like on the size, Tone?
I found this race a little difficult to assess, but I came back to the Golden Slipper form. I just thought English's run behind a $40 million horse in Vancouver was fantastic. Waterhouse, Berry, drawn out, as you said earlier, is probably going to be okay, particularly as the day goes on. I don't see that as a problem. It's not an overly big field. And everyone probably knows, for those who saw me sparingly on this video before, I'm a big fan of Damien Brown. He's not coming down to ride prior to Dubai, so I'm a little sceptical there. So I'm sticking with the favourite there, well actually second favourite, because Prior to Dubai's favourite at the moment, English. But I would not dismiss Pasadena Girl. For more reports, she's flying. They've played the late nom to get in. And Peter Moody's pretty astute when it comes to that, so wouldn't leave her out of any multiples.
Vancouver did look like he had a mortgage on this race based on his Gold Slipper win, but Gay thought he needed a break and sent him for a spell and get him ready for the spring. But I also thought she probably feels that English is a perfect size horse, and I think a great opportunity to get a great Group 1 against her name. She was super in the Golden Slipper, tucked away on the fence, sprinted quickly to challenge Vancouver 100 metres out. It looked like she was going to go past him, but Vancouver was just a bit too strong in the end. I think that's great form leading into this as well. So yeah, as I said, drawn out wide is not going to really hurt her. I think she'll swoop at the right time. I think the $4.60 is actually really juicy odds for her. Really like English in the size, and Lenny loved Pasadena Girl. Stable news, Tony. We've got only one runner this weekend. We've got Showbiz debuting at Stall on Easter Sunday. She's a Flying Spur filly we bought from the English Premier sale in 2013. She'll probably need to run. She's had 2 trials leading into this. She'll probably improve off this run. She's trained by Darren Weir, but I think she'll develop into a really nice horse in time. And so, not overly strong race on Sunday. She could still sneak away with it with Dean Yendall on board. And you're a big fan of Dean Yendall, aren't you, mate?
He's a gun, particularly in the provincial tracks. Rides a lot of winners, Dean.
We got the right jockey on. And Boogie Days is entered for Stony Creek on Tuesday in a very winnable race for her, although she's drawn barrier 13. I think we'll probably scratch. There's another race, similar race on Wednesday at Geelong, and I think she'll probably go there. Hopefully she'll draw a better barrier at Geelong. It's over 1700 as well, and both races she looks a very good chance in both. She could break her maiden on early next week.
Charles?
Charles, no, he's scratched. He's going to scratch on Monday. We're going to scratch him and give him a freshen up. So Charles will be back just in May. So there's a few still in training, going to be running in a week's, but over the weekend we've just got Showbiz running. Just one value bet for the weekend, Randwick race 5, number 10. We've mentioned this horse before, Matilija. It's one of Freedman's horses. This filly was scratched last start in Melbourne due to a wide barrier. She ran an enormous race in Moonee Valley before that. We mentioned her a couple of weeks ago. She's been freshened up for this race, and it was her target for a couple of weeks now to go to this race in Sydney. Not sure how she'll go on the softish track because she hasn't been on it before, but she's $12 each way. I think it's great value each way to find out whether she can handle the softish tracks. And the Friedman brothers don't take their horses interstate unless they can win. So I'd be looking at her in race 5 at Randwick. On the bit special, Tony, who are you making your special for the weekend?
Okay, well I'm sticking to home soil here at Caulfield, where they're running on the weekend in the Victoria Handicaps in the big race. Number 10, Disposition. Again, for those that know me, would realise that I'm a big fan of W. Pike, who's the gun premier jockey in WA, and he's come all the way over to ride this. Wes Hunter, who trains a few of ours, has got a very big opinion of Disposition, and I just think that in this race, weighted beautifully, drawn well, gets all the favours, I think just wins.
Yep, looks a very good chance. I'm going to go back to Randwick for mine. Race 2, number 2, Kermadec. He's actually in the Doncaster as an emergency. I just think he's a Group 1 horse in the making, this horse. He probably won't get a run in the Doncaster, so I'm pretty sure he'll go to the Carbine Club over 1600, a Group 3 race. He just needs to get a good ride too. These last 2 runs have been pretty poor rides on him. This time he gets the Magic Man Marrera on board. I just think he looks like the best bet of the day for mine. He's $2.20, but I just think he just wins. And Lenny was very keen on the cleaner at Caulfield as well in the big race. There's the Cup there. So off the bit, Tony, who are you laying for the weekend?
Well, I'm not sure about our viewers, David, but I might be upsetting somebody, and he's standing next to me because one of his on the bit specials is my off the bit. Chautauqua. Not that I got anything against the horse, but I just think the other 2 are probably ahead of him, and you got to lay someone. So I'm sticking my neck out and saying Chautauqua.
You got to stick your neck out, mate. That's it. That's it. Off the bit for me is Randwick, race 1, number 3, Soberg. Hard to pick the lay this week, I've got to say, but this horse is open up favourite. Very short for a horse that has only had 1 run, and that was back in the spring. He did run second to Vancouver back in October last year, but he's opened up $2.35 favourite. He's trialled well, but I know Vancouver is a superstar, but this guy's yet to prove that he's a superstar. He's running against Furnaces, who was beaten 2 lengths in a Golden Slipper. Furnace is his second favourite. I think it should be the other way around at least. So off the bit for mine, Soberg too short at the $2.30, and Lenny was off the bit with Prince Harada in Melbourne as well. So a big weekend, long weekend of racing. Oakbank in Adelaide, Caulfield. So if you want to have a punt this weekend, you've got plenty of options. So good luck, and we'll see you next week.
Happy punting.